Welcome back to the Cover to Cover Girls Book Club. We are your co-host. I'm Hallie Bell. This is,
Michelle, hi.
and today we are talking about The Assistant by Nicole Trope. This was a book that we got advance copy of to read, and I believe we have a giveaway.
We do, yeah. Shout out to the Bookatour team. They are seriously my favorite publishers in the world. And yeah, they gave us copies of this for us to read and cover on the podcast. And then I was like, hey, would Nicole, the author, be interested in collabing on a giveaway? And they said, heck yeah. So stay tuned for the Instagram post. I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe we're going to be able to give away 3 physical copies of this book, which is super
And they're
exciting.
signed, right?
I don't think so.
Oh shoot. Okay.
I
Well,
don't
it's still a great giveaway.
I don't think they're signed because Nicole, so Bookatour is located in like London, and I think Nicole lives in like a completely different country. So like the logistics of like them sending the books to her to sign to then send to us to then send to the giveaway winners is like a lot. And I was like, no, no, no.
Does she
That's
live
a
in
lot.
Australia?
Nicole does?
Right.
I
I
think
would
so.
guess based off of the book.
Oh, is it? It is based in Australia.
I would think. And I guess I'll get this started.
Yeah, do the summary.
She is, she is, okay. This is,
She who?
there he is.
There's Greg. I love this part of the
He's,
podcast.
he's wearing
Wait,
clothes.
there's a first for everything. But also, he timed it so perfectly. You said, I'm going to get this started. And then he casually strolled by.
Oh man.
He said, how
Okay.
can I make this
Wouldn't
about me?
wouldn't be the cover to cover girls without a wily boy
With,
interference.
without a wily bottom.
Okay. This book is about a girl.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. This book is about Ava, who is a working mom who is overwhelmed, overworked, stressed to the max.
Amen.
And she's married to a deadbeat. I'll just say it.
No, we'll argue about that
Named
later.
Finn. Okay, great. And his name's Finn. And she is looking for a new assistant. And she's been searching. The perfect one comes her way, named Grace, who seems to alleviate all of her stress and worries at work, at
Too good to
least.
be true.
Too good to be true. Meanwhile, we have Grace's backstory going on and also a letter portion of the book that is a letter to a dear baby girl. And we know it's Grace writing to her daughter, who we think is the
Wait,
daughter.
do we know that it's Grace writing it?
I mean, we can assume.
I had no
You
idea.
didn't.
I didn't know until very later on in the book. I'm sorry. At least I didn't, because we'll get into that. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, okay, okay. So we have a dear baby girl, letter chapters spread out throughout. And we have Ava's point of view and Grace's point of view. Grace is a former Sydney tycoon of the wax industry.
She is
And
running the med spas.
she had 50 wax spas and was like CEO, girl boss. Also had a cheating deadbeat husband and loses her mind. He cheats on her with her
With
assistant
her assistant, yeah.
and with her assistant and she's an alcoholic and she loses her mind to alcohol and ends up accidentally burning the house to the ground with him in it. And they find her, she goes to court and she's proven insane. So she just gets 6 years in a mental hospital to deal with
Detox? Oh.
whatever's going on in the noggin. And yeah, she comes out and she decides she's going to save another businesswoman from going down the path that she went down and she chooses Ava.
Dun dun dun. That was a
And
great
spoiler
synopsis.
alert. Oh, should I say the ending?
Yeah. Well,
Spoiler alert.
okay.
You find out that Ava is Grace's other daughter. And
Dun
you
dun
think she's
dun.
I mean, that was really shocking to me.
Oh,
And
me too.
here's what I love about this book is that nothing was so terrible. Like
Mm-hmm.
no like I just love that like every surprise wasn't like so earth-shattering. Like it was a surprise, yes, but it wasn't so heavy or like drastic or like so left field that you never saw it coming. Like I really
Yes.
did like this that in this book. Like it's a good summer read.
Okay. Hot take
Oh,
calling it a summer read, but
I just think it's
no,
like
I
if
think it
you
is too.
like this is Sally Hepworth's little sister.
Wow, that's a great way to put this. Like, because obviously this publisher also publishes like Frida McFadden. And so everyone was saying, oh, Frida, Frida, Frida. And it's marketed as a psychological thriller. And my first question that I
Okay, I
wrote
was
for
gonna
you,
ask.
I was going to ask you if you thought it was a psychological thriller because I thought it was more like a psychological drama. Like there was definitely thrill aspects, but I
Oh,
don't think it was thrilling.
Michelle, you're a genius, and that's what Sally Hepworth is.
Thank God this
She's
is
a
recording.
psychological drama. No,
Yes.
I don't. I mean, there are thrilling aspects. Like some, at some points, I was like a little like nervous slash scared, but I never was like terrified. And that's what to me a thriller is like. You're gonna be terrified. I was like nervous and scared. Like I at first I thought she was there for Ava to like take
Me
down
too.
Ava,
Yeah.
and that was like really hard for me for half the book because I was like, why are we taking her
We
down?
like it.
Because
Yeah.
we like Ava. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Grace likes Ava too, thank God. And I was like, oh, we're just here to get the deadbeats out
Yeah.
of the way. Because also I forgot to mention Ava has a competitive uh coworker named Colin, and they are up for the same big time job. And he's terrible, and she actually had a one night stand with him before she was married way on in her junior career at this company,
Yeah.
and it's like haunted her. And I was really nervous that Grace was going to get mad about that. Were you nervous?
Sorry, I muted myself. I was Grace gonna get mad about that? I don't think she was because I think that Grace knew more than like we think that she knew. So I think maybe she already like kind of knew about that or like expected it. And also like Grace is just here to like help out her daughter. So anything Ava could have done, I don't think Grace would have gotten mad.
I just love this story because it's just a woman helping a woman. And I know that it's a mother helping a child, but the whole time until like the last page, it's just a woman
You don't
helping a
know.
woman.
Hmm.
And I just think it's so beautiful. I don't love what she did to Melody.
To Melody, poor
I
Melody.
I just think that was a little I mean, it's too far. And she is so creepy in the beginning of the book, and then you just grow to love her, and then I got creeped out again.
And but that's part of it. But like that's part of it being like this psychological thriller. But did you think that there were too many plot twists? Because at one point I was like, there's a lot going on, and I couldn't wrap my head around what was the main like I was like, which one of these plot twists do I really need to be focusing on? Like I didn't know if
That's
it
what
was Melody or the cheating or who are these letters being written to? I was like, there's so many plot twists.
I like it because it's just kinda like you're getting bounced around, and Greg and I were talking, he is actually reading, Huckleberry Finn,
Oh, he
and
would.
he talks about how Mark Twain doesn't go into too much background. He just puts you into a scene.
Oh, I love
He
that.
doesn't explain why you're there. He doesn't give you any backstories. it's just like you're there and you're lost and he knows you're lost and you're just having to ride along. And I could really feel that in
And
this novel. I mean, she's just making us ride along. I do think it is a bit chaotic and some things aren't fleshed out so good for me because I just don't think that Finn, his character, could evolve to be how he was talking to Melody. Like if he had cheated and if he had felt really bad, don't you think he'd be helping out more at home? I just don't understand.
yeah, and I really feel like I had like the weirdest soft spot for what's his name? Finn? I don't know.
And
I seriously read the books 3 weeks before Halle Bell does, which is fine. I just have to do it or I won't read them. Um, but I like had this soft spot for him because I kind of felt that Ava, like she in a way had like taken advantage of him being like willing to give up his career to like help with the girls so that she could prosper, that he kind of gave up everything like he had and he like obviously yes, he loved being a dad to these little girls and stuff, but he really didn't have like anything of his own.
he didn't
And
he
I was
didn't
like,
want kids.
man,
And it is true, like when she got home, he wanted to start working on his pieces. Like
yeah.
I think
He's
that
an
makes
artist, for those who
sense.
don't know.
Oh yes, he was an artist. I think it makes sense, like, she gets home and he wants to, like, go to work, but, like, the girls are still up, and,
So
like,
that's
there's that
Ava
in
working, working,
between,
working.
and then he stays up all night working on his pieces, and he's trying to put together a show, but he's been working on it for years, and yeah, it's none I think none of them are getting a break, like, I think he is trying, and he's, like, not doing his best at home, but I think he is trying, like, it's hard being
Yeah.
home with 2 girls. And I mean, and they do go to school. And that's the
That's,
other thing, is like, why are you not working while they're at school?
yeah. Like, what are you doing? That's a great point, Halle Bell. That's a great point.
I know these logistics as a mom with a husband that works, and I'm the stay-at-home parent. So, like, when he gets done working, I do think it's his responsibility to kind of like step in because
Yeah.
he's been using his mind in a different way all day. And I don't think it's too much to ask for him to like transport to
Yeah.
this type of mind. It's It is exhausting, but, like, stay-at-home parents need breaks too.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
cannot
100%.
expect to do it all. But, I
No.
mean, it is different when they go to school, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that fit. What was I gonna say? Like, I don't know. I think that he could have evolved. Like I think he genuinely was like terrified. He was upset with what he did and he was terrified that Melody was going to like ruin everything and I think he was like genuinely like wanting to be better, but was he trying? We don't know.
Well, because of how every book we've read recently, I thought he was gonna turn out to be gay because,
I wish.
when Colin was
When
calling,
Colin called him.
and he was like, "No, no," and talking to Colin and the girl like, I love the daughter that just repeats everything that daddy
Mhm.
says. Like,
Mhm.
could you imagine, like, just like a little spy? And
Perfect.
perfect.
That's what I
She's
want.
raised her right.
Yeah.
Um, I was like, "Oh, Colin and Finn are gay together."
Okay. A, that's hysterical. B, I thought it was the completely opposite thing, and I thought Colin and Finn were working in unison to take down Ava,
Mm.
the competitor and the mother of the children he didn't want. And I thought they were like working together to like kill his wife, where that leads me to like I'm not going to say my rating of the book, but like I really
See,
wanted this to be like
I'm
scarier or more
glad.
thrilling than it was. So
No, I'm glad it wasn't.
it
I'm
was,
so glad
this was like,
that she didn't do that because that's exactly what I was saying at the beginning. I was like,
yeah.
I I just didn't want a twist like that, and I love that it had a happy ending, not
Did
for
it?
Melody, poor
Well,
Melody.
poor Melody.
And like, okay, hear me out.
Oh,
I
here she
hate
goes.
strict I hate strict parents. But Ava's parent or no, Grace's parents, I mean, kicking her out at 16 is there's no excuse.
No.
She wasn't coming home and she was like being bad. Like I mean, a normal parent would be like, let's get you into some therapy. We're going
Yeah.
to have some changes, you know. But like, I just felt like Grace could have been doing more,
She could have
even though she was a kid.
definitely. She could have been
Felt like
doing more,
she could
but like
do
she was kind of justified for how she was acting. Like the parents kind of seemed like a train wreck at one point, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on,
I
but
was
like
worried.
maybe just talk to each other. But also her parents hated each other. I was like, ugh.
I was worried the dad was going to do something yucky, and he didn't. I thank you, Natalie, for not letting that, or Nicole, sorry, Nicole for not letting that happen because I've just read too many books like that lately, and that's why I love this
That's what
book. It's a fresh, it's a breath of fresh air because everything is so disgusting lately. Everything has twists that are just like,
too
holy,
far.
it's too far. And she
Well,
just kept it in this nice little realm.
that's a really great that's a really great take. I love that. And like I saw see, we're so different because like
I know.
I was like craving someone to like stab someone or like I think no one got stabbed, but I was like really wanting something more. But then you're right, at the end I was like, okay, like I think it did wrap up pretty well, but I was still like wanting a little more. But I read on Goodreads, someone did a review and said, like, I'm so glad that Nicole is back to writing thrillers. So I think she, like, for the last few books or whatever, has been writing like romances or something. Like, so this is like a
Ah,
new step back into thriller. So maybe, hopefully, she was taking a different approach. And I think it worked because it was very different than a lot of modern psychological thrillers. Like, it was very easy to read and
very easy to read.
she got you like just to the point of where you know something bad's about to happen, but it doesn't go all the way there. So like you get that like thriller feeling, but it's not yucky, you know?
I love that. I mean, that's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the titles of her other books, and I'm just like, these are Sally Hepworth titles of books.
Oh
Like it's
my
like
God.
the stepchild, his other wife, the
His other wife,
stay-at-home
yeah.
mother, the foster family, his double life, the nowhere
Maybe
girl. Like
maybe I'm
I
maybe I'm
I don't
completely
know.
wrong about the romance thing. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll be the first to admit that. Also, I just have to
Maybe
say,
she's oh
oh,
yeah.
I was just going to say a formal apology to the listeners that I seriously look like a guinea pig drinking my water bottle because
You're literally
Halle Bell and I have been so I can't even begin to describe the ailments and illnesses we've had. So the coughing and the stuffiness and the gerbil water fountain, just ignore it, please.
the cover to cover girls got taken down. And it was like scary because I was like, when are we gonna be able to like record
Speak.
again?
I
Like
know I didn't think we would ever speak again, to be honest. I was like kind of worried for our friendship.
I was worried because there was like Michelle and I talk every day, but we went like 2 or 3 days without talking, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "No," and I'm
No.
like, "Me neither."
And Allie's
So
response was like, me either.
I was like, I said things like, "It's bad," bad things.
It was so up in the air. She was like, I'll have to dot 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 tell you later. Thumbs down, things not going well. Dot dot dot. Pray for me. And I'm like, what is going on?
There was a lot. I am potty training and breastfeeding, weaning, and it's not good.
Things aren't good. Things aren't good. We're on the up and
They're
up though.
they're getting better, but like I would say things around here are still a D minus.
If anyone wants to send a note of encouragement for potty training for Halle Bell's son, please let us know in the comments.
Yes, or if they wanted to send like a wellness check on our family, we would we probably need it.
That's really
We
not
have
funny. We're talking about a thriller, please, Halle Bell.
oh, sorry. Well,
I'm kidding.
I mean, it's been pretty thrilling around here.
It has. No, it really has. Halle Bell and I were on FaceTime the other day, and her children were like walking on the treadmill, and I was like having a panic attack, and I wasn't even there.
They're on the trampoline naked,
What
and
did I
I'm
say?
just
I said treadmill.
lying down. They are feral. My children are feral.
No, yeah,
I
they
don't
are.
know how they're gonna enter into society. Anyways,
Anyway, back to the book.
speaking of feral children, I
These
just
kids.
think I just think that Grace's other daughter, what's
What's
her
her
name?
what's her
It starts with
problem?
a C. What is her problem?
Is it
She is
Cecilia?
a
It doesn't matter.
she is a spoiled, entitled jerk.
She's a
Like
yeah, spoiled
her
little
mom
brat
is an
baby.
her mom is an alcoholic. Yes. But her dad cheated on her and tried to take down her business. Yes, her mother accidentally killed him, but there's got to be some middle ground. How is
Yeah.
she so team dad? I just don't. Sometimes I really don't understand in divorced kids situations. I'm not from a family of divorce, but how could you choose?
I don't know. I really I've seen it firsthand and I don't get it. I don't
I
understand.
don't get it.
I think my theory is that this dad died without like a lot was left unsaid to the daughter and dad was like making himself out to probably be like the hero of the relationship, like I'm trying to help your mom through her failing business and her alcoholism and I'm the good parent, and so the daughter like latched onto him, but and then he died, and let's blame it on mom because she's an alcoholic. I
But
don't know.
also, if we swap genders with Grace for a man, yes, he loves his daughter, but I think that it's natural for there to be resentment towards
Yeah.
the absent parent. And I think that absent dads get a bad rap. They're out there trying to provide for the family, just like Grace, just like Ava.
Yeah.
They're working parents, and like just because they can't be there all the time. You know what I mean? I just felt
Yeah.
like it was a really interesting gender swap and like
On both
situation
sides, yeah.
on both sides. And I
With
was
Ava
like,
and Grace, yeah.
with
Huh.
Ava and Grace, and how I understand working moms. I mean, and then having to come home and be the mother too. It's just really hard. It's hard to come home and be the father too. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just was really connected to the story in that way.
Wow, I'm so glad you liked it because oh, we forgot to text Ellie. We were
No,
gonna
I did. No, I did. I sent her a voice note. She is really busy.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
good.
she listens to every episode, so she'll hear this. But I sent her a voice note and I said, "Did you want to be a part of it?" And I haven't heard back. But she checked in on me about my breastfeeding, and I think
Okay,
she's
good.
busy.
Okay, good.
She's been to a million bachelorettes.
Yeah,
It's just
she's tired.
it's her bachelorette summer, and she doesn't have time for us.
She doesn't have time for this, but the only reason I remembered I was gonna talk about Ellie is like
Oh, what did
we
she say?
I need to go. I'm gonna go back and pull our messages, but basically, Ellie and I read this book at the exact same time, and I didn't even know she was reading it, which was like such a pleasant surprise to me. And she like kind of reached out and had like similar views, and I don't know if we both said it, but I think mutually were like scared that you would just hate this book.
Why?
I don't think it was actually ever said. She said, "What did you think about The Assistant? I finished it on the flight yesterday and I have thoughts." And that's when I texted you or we were on the phone. I was like, "Oh, we need to have Ellie on the episode." I said, "Didn't love." I said, like, could have been more thrilling, but I said, for someone who doesn't typically read thrillers, I think it's good. I said, I was like a little I don't want to, I'm not reading it verbatim, but I was like, it was great at the epilogue, basically. And she said, same, good. I was kind of expecting a twist, but it was weirdly too wholesome and straightforward for me. That's so
And
Ellie.
that's why I love it. Why would you guys think I would hate that?
I, I don't
Do you
know.
know me at
A
all?
wholesome character? God forbid, Halle. No, do you think these because there's two female main characters, obviously. Do you think they're morally gray or do you think they are good?
No, Ava's good.
Ava's
I
good.
think Grace is morally gray.
Yeah. Grace kind
I
of
mean,
reminds me of an older version of the sister in like Rabbit Hole. Remember?
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
wait 1 second. I really scared my mom earlier with a phone call, so let me just tell her that I am well, alive and well,
Alive and well.
and on the podcast,
And
alive and
say I'd choose you in a divorce, Mom.
I would have to choose her because even though my dad was the breadwinner, he was not allowed to touch his money. Like my mom definitely controlled the finances.
I think I'd have to I mean, I don't wanna choose. I don't wanna have this
I could
conversation.
never choose.
I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I think I'd have to choose my mom because my dad doesn't answer the phone enough.
That's so funny. I texted, this is so irrelevant, but I think it's the cutest thing in the world. I'm doing a spoiler alert for any of my family members. I'm starting like a Pfeiffer family newsletter that's going to be sent out every month. And I texted my dad and I said, like, send me your updates for August. I was like, anything exciting that happened in August? And he said, can't think of one good thing in August, period. They moved. Like lots
Wow,
of things.
it sounds like me and your dad are having the same August.
Literally. Okay, anyway, I'm so sorry. Back to the book. But anyway, Ellie and I had the same initial thoughts right after. Hallie Bell is literally crying laughing. But
I think that is so I can't think of one good thing in
no,
August,
I'm so
period.
sorry. Now that we're talking about it, like I'm just gonna read the whole conversation because you guys will get a kick out of it. Because if anyone has met my dad, he is the most like he was an engineer. He's the most like straightforward person in the world. Our parents are very similar, mine and Hallie Bell's. He said,
Yes.
I don't know if anyone can read this. He says, can't think of one thing, period. Sorry. And then he says, we chucked corn and cut okra in August of 1996. That's like, what is that? What is that even? He's crazy. No, he's crazy.
Oh my god. It's so funny because it's just how I wanna be.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
I am not an
so
engineer,
unbothered.
nor am I a 60-year-old white man, but I wanna be because
60.
having
He's
that
almost
little
70.
having that little care like, reading text from my dad is like trying to solve a mind puzzle because he was an engineer, but it's, like, straightforward nonsense. Like, it's just so
Hmm. It just doesn't make, yeah.
I said, um he said wanting to ask he was wanting to know if I had shown Wally a video that he had sent me, and I was like, "I haven't, sorry I missed this, I was sick yesterday, but I'll show him next time he goes potty." And dad said, "Sorry to hear that, hope you feel better soon." Like,
I think it's nice.
it's just funny because it's just like, sorry I would never be so brazen to say, "Sorry to hear that." Like, I'm like, "Oh my god, are you
Oh my
okay?"
God. I'm going to start saying that to you. Sorry to hear that, period.
From
Hallie Bell and I,
anyone else that for my dad means, like, he loves me unconditionally and that he would do anything for me, but from anyone else, it would be like, "I hate you and I never wanna see you again."
oh, for sure. See, this is where our dads are different, is because that's how your dad texts. And the way my dad, like, if I sent that to my dad and was like, hey, I'll show it to Wally next time he goes to the potty, my dad's response would be like, who's Wally again? Like, something so dumb and like,
Oh my god, that's my least favorite joke. Greg makes that joke all the time. I'll be like, "Where's Teddy?" And he'll go, "Who?" And I
your second born.
I hate it, and he laughs, and every time I'm like,
It's not funny. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is such a tangent. Okay, back to the book.
anyways.
What was your favorite plot twist of this book? There were so many. There was the murder of Melody, there was the two cheating scandals, or the cheating and then the Melody affair and then the Ava affair and then Grace being the mom and then oh, the possible mom from the school who was just
Sandy's
irrelevant.
mom.
Yeah. So thoughts?
Mine was probably like okay, the most intense time I felt in the book was Melody uncovering Grace. Like that was like
Yeah.
tension that was very palpable. I think my favorite twist, like my favorite one was like finding out that Grace was Ava's mom. Like
Yeah.
it just I didn't I mean, I should have seen it coming, but
Oh,
like
I didn't.
to me I just I go into these books and I let it take me where it's gonna take. Like, I don't try to solve it. So, like, that was just a really nice surprise. Like, I was just like,
Who
"Aw."
did you
And those
did,
all the letters are for her. And that was like just
yeah.
read when I was, like, reminiscing on the letters, I was just like, "That is gonna be." I don't know, I could just see Ava reading them and understanding, like, she's a very understanding person, and I could just see her
Wow.
being proud that Grace
Yeah.
is her mom.
Did you have any like care or inkling or prediction as to who the letters were to? Because I didn't know. I had no idea. Like I didn't think it was
I thought
Grace writing the letters
I thought it was Grace writing them to her daughter in a
that
way to,
we
like, get back to her, like the other daughter.
that we didn't know.
No, 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 that, like, Cornelia or whoever.
Courtney. Oh. I see what you're saying.
Like, she was saying, "Dear baby girl," and I'm like, "Oh, this is her baby girl, is Cornelia."
See,
And I was
huh.
like, "I need to make sure that that's her name." I mean, it
It's
starts
definitely
with a
not.
C.
I think it's Cecilia. I don't know.
It's not
It's like
Cecilia.
Clementine or something. While you look, I'm just gonna
Okay.
say a little outtake. I am an assistant for a living, like executive
Oh,
personal, yada yada
yeah.
yada. And this book was so funny to me. Like there were so many lines where she's like, Ava definitely thinks I'm doing this, but like I promise I'm not. I was like, that's me every single day. I'm panicking, thinking that like my boss thinks that I'm like rummaging through his things when in reality I'm like just trying to make sure his desk is tidy.
No, and you go and she goes, when she finds the photograph of the children, and she was like, "You've got beautiful children," and she was like,
How do
"That
you
was
know?
in my drawer."
Yeah, no, I know. That's what like my boss is always like, "Oh, just get a second drawer, whatever, yada yada." And I'm like, I really can't. I feel
What do you
weird.
think about what do you think about the trainers and, like, the job? What do you think about, like, that? I
Wait,
was, like,
pause.
having a hard time understanding. Oh,
Did you find the daughter the name?
not
Okay,
yet.
well, I digress.
Bear with
What do you mean the trainers? Also, here's this for anyone who wanted to see. Um, it just popped up, so I thought I would share.
Oh, yeah,
What do you
it's
the
cute.
trainers?
Oh, actually, it's not cute. I don't love the cover of this.
Oh, no, I was gonna say earlier, I do kind of like the cover. I don't think
Oh,
this is at all. I think this is Ava, but because I don't think it's Grace. But someone else on Goodreads, I'm citing so many people tonight. Someone on Goodreads said that they felt like this was them looking in on Grace and Ava's life because like we didn't have any like role in the book. We were simply watching it play out. And she was like, I really like the cover for that reason. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
it gave you a thumbs up.
Oh my, why does it do that? Okay. What what trainers are you talking about?
Okay, I'm just talking about okay. Oh, wait, should I give my thoughts on the cover?
Yeah, please. Here it is for
Um,
those who need it.
well, I think I love it from that perspective, but I just, like, more so thought the cover would be, like, something a little more like Housemaid with, like, the eye and the keyhole, like,
Mm.
I don't know what I was thinking, but,
This is
like, maybe if she was looking out over Sydney, because that's, like, kind of like
mm,
the building that they're in, like, the neighborhood is not where the drama is happening.
no, but well, and also this neighborhood portrayed here is
Cordelia, found
was
it.
it? It was Cornelia?
No, it's Cordelia, so I had it wrong,
Oh,
but I
but
was closer.
but barely. Yeah, you were barely wrong. Cordelia. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, let me tell you what the I'm sorry, I'm still talking about my opinions here. A, their house looks nothing like these houses in my
No.
head. And B, I thought, now hear me out. I thought where this book was going, based off of the cover alone, was that we know that Grace is older. She's like in her 50s and Ava's like late 30s, I guess. I thought that when Grace found out a way to get inside their home, so basically she convinces Ava that like her apartment or whatever is being like treated for termites or who knows. And so she starts living in their guest house apartment attic thing only for a week. And I was like, this is it. This is Grace inside of Ava's house, and she is going to kill off the parents and start mothering the girls.
Okay, I kind of had those same vibes, like Mother Dearest,
Yep.
especially when she cleaned
The pantry. The
counters,
pantry.
the pantry. Like, she was like, "Is that a step too far?" And I was like, and like, Ava was like, "That was a step too far." And then they're in the car, and she goes, "I know that was too far." And I was like, "Okay, like, nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, they're bringing it out in the open." I just got so nervous at that point, like, when she was, like, in there making cupcakes and, like, they're having a date night, and I was just like, "This
She
is
di-
nuts."
she didn't even know if the girls had any like allergies at that point. And she was like making them cupcakes. Maybe she
Yeah,
did.
and also said they could have one for breakfast, and I was like,
A
a
cupcake?
as any mom, I would've been like, thanks a lot for
Yeah.
nothing."
Thanks for not. What's that TikTok sound that's like, you're welcome. And then it's like empty for nothing.
Yeah,
Anyway.
for nothing.
Oh God. But
But,
that's where I
yeah,
thought the book was going. I thought it was like executive assistant turned she steals the husband and the kids because she wants a redo of how she parented her daughter.
and the job, and yeah, I could see it
Yeah.
going that way. 'Cause she kept making those comments. Ava was like, "I didn't hire any of these other assistants because it just feels like they're trying to work their way up." And Grace was, like, the only one that was, like, happy with just being an assistant. And so,
Yeah.
like, that was, like, for me, it was like, so I really think, like, she made this a mind puzzle without it being too hard or
I
too
agree.
graphic, and I just really appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you.
Well, but I was talking more so about the trainers, like the Barkley Education and Training, like the company.
Oh, I
Like,
completely
I just
forgot about that.
I
See, there was a lot
it
going on in this book.
so I'm guessing it's kind of like an internship for high schoolers that they set up. Like, they have, like, people come in and they train the kids, like, and they're trying to get into all these fancy private schools. And I was just kind of, like, confused at the business, and I think that it's
I,
really interesting because I think Australia just has such a different culture than
that's what
America.
I was
Like,
gonna
it's
say.
just so foreign.
This is a cultural like reset that we're not sure of. Like we can't speak
Like,
on it because we really don't know what goes on in Australia public school systems or private.
which and also when she said 16, it's illegal for the parents to throw kids out. So
Like
she was
what?
like, the parent, and I was like, "That's really crazy," like, and then they were talking about, like, tea and cakes and just, like, hearing those tidbits. You hear them in Sally Hepworth's novels, and that's what
Yeah,
just, like, gave me even more Sally
that's
vibes, was just
that's so
picking up on
true.
the culture of Australia, and it's just so different from America.
I
Like, you
have
can't just assume something.
Yeah, see, and I completely forgot it took place in Australia. Please hold that Sally Hepworth bit in your brain, and I want to circle back to
Okay.
Sally at the very, very, very end of the episode. I have something exciting to share. So it's not really
Oh,
exciting at all. But anyway, we'll come back to that. But I didn't even I love surprising Halle Bell with stuff.
no, she
It's
does
my
it. She goes,
favorite hobby.
"It's nothing to worry about, it's nothing." And then it's, like, always something to worry about, or it's always something to be excited about, but then she says it's not, and so
I'll downplay it.
I downplay it, and but now I've, like, realized that I need to, like, keep it here.
No, 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 because one day you're gonna be like underwhelmed.
I'm
um,
never underwhelmed because, like, in these books and in real life, like, I'm just bumping along, like, I'm not looking for terror, and then, like, it finds me.
Can I say something? And hopefully it won't give you a night terror.
Oh,
I
please. It's only 8:30.
oh, the whole time she was describing their house, I was picturing your house.
Yeah, because of, like, I know, it
The
really does kinda
staircase
sound
and
like
the
my house.
kitchen and the garage.
Yeah,
I
and,
was like,
like,
this is
just
Hallie
the
Bell's.
if we had, like, a little guest I wasn't picturing, though, like, kind of like a big house, and then it's got, like, this little house next to it, and you
Yeah,
can kinda, like, see. Did you think
like a walk,
that it
like
was
a covered
Did
path.
you think
Okay, sorry.
she was texting Finn when Ava texts and she says, "We need to meet"? I thought she was gonna say Melody, which she does eventually go do,
No,
but
not Ava,
Finn.
Grace. When Grace texted Finn.
Oh, Grace, sorry, sorry,
Yes, yes,
sorry,
yes.
sorry.
No, I had no idea who
Yeah,
she
that
was
was
texting.
crazy.
That was crazy. I completely forgot
Oh,
about that. That was a big plot twist.
okay, we're talking about alcoholism. What did you think about her smelling the vodka and the
I
willpower
I thought good
every
for
time she
you.
I was like, "This is, like, amazing," and, like, the mantras that she does, I want, like, every person that's struggling with alcohol addiction to, like, have that. Like, "I am not an alcoholic. I am not going to drink." Like,
Well, I
what did she say? It's like it was something like, "I drank because of my problems, not because I have a problem with alcohol."
yeah.
Like,
Yes, yes.
I just loved how that mantra, like and she would, like, smell it, like and it was just so, like I did feel, like, empowering.
No, it was. I really liked there was one scene where she's kind of like standing like at a sidewalk or in the middle of the road and she was like, I can take a left here and go to the bar and go and I know what's gonna happen, or I can take a right and go to the coffee
No,
shop or whatever.
she
What
goes
happened?
she goes into the Japanese bar, and she orders a tea, and I'm like,
Ooh.
"That is such strength." Like, I
I don't
love
have it.
I love recovery stories like that. I just think it's so beautiful and, like, just so strong. But then it
Yeah,
did confuse me why she decided to have the glass of wine with Ava and Finn, and then she drank
I
with Melody,
know.
and I was just kinda like, that kinda let me down.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause you're so right. In the beginning of the book, Grace was kind of a creepo, and then you, like, start to love her, and then you're like, "Oh my god, she's a creepo," and then you start to love her again.
Yeah, it's so funny, like, she really is an interesting character, like, I haven't read a character like her in a really long time.
No. What were your thoughts? This was obviously both of our first reads by Nicole Trope. Did you like her writing style? Did you like
I'm interested
anything?
in these
I'm
other
kidding.
ones.
Oh,
I'm really interested in these other books.
I am too. Is there a second one? I think there might be a second one to this book.
Oh my gosh. Well, this one just came out.
Then I'm gonna look it up. Maybe I'm crazy, but I really think
2024.
but yeah, I'm super interested and like shout out to Nicole A for giving us these books, obviously. But like she's so nice. Like we have like messaged like once on Instagram and she's so nice. And
Oh my
there's
gosh.
there's like
We
three
haven't met
Australian authors that we have connections to and they're all gems. They're all amazing. We have the
we have
best
not
authors.
met a mean author. Like, it's just a
No.
profession where they are really understanding people and they're just, like, really relaxed people.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm just getting those vibes, like, from every author we interact with.
Can I say something about last night?
What?
Last night, I went to the best night of my entire life.
Oh,
Well, actually, table that. We'll come back to it because I need a whole segment on that at the very end of this episode. But remember that about authors just being real people. I'll come back to that.
I just can't even with that
We'll come.
because I was supposed to be
I know
there.
you were, but I didn't want to like overwhelm you. Okay, we'll come back to it. So we liked Nicole's Right. I don't think I would have liked it as an audiobook. Like I really like
Oh,
Frida Mc
yeah.
See, I like Frida McFadden as an audiobook, but I hate reading her books. I hate how she writes, but I like
This was
listening to the story.
this was a delightful read, like,
Yeah.
I really read through it fast,
Oh, me too. I was
so I
done in like 2 sittings.
this would be something good for, somebody getting back into reading, like, you're looking for something to, like, whet your
That's
palate.
that's what
This
I
is a good
said
one.
in my review on like NetGalley and Goodreads. I said this is like the perfect thriller for someone who like has never read thrillers but is like maybe interested. Like I think this
Yeah,
is a good one because there's like a bit of romance, there's a bit of like motherhood and love and but it is a thriller, I guess.
and I really appreciated just the lack of sexual graphic. She could have definitely put some, like, sexual things in between, like,
She
Melody
totally
and
could have.
Finn. She could have been, like, kinda nasty, and she just wasn't, and it wasn't necessary, and I think a lot of authors these days thinks that there has to be spice,
Mhm.
and this is just a textbook example of, like, it just wasn't necessary, like, it was thrilling enough without it,
Yeah.
and
It didn't need it.
it didn't
Yeah.
need it.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm coming back to this. So, The Assistant by Nicole Trope was published on August 12th this year. And then you scroll, 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 and it's hidden in her Goodreads. The Assistant's Daughter is being published December 9th.
Stop it, so she wrote a part 2.
Yeah, it says, nobody ever notices the assistant. I try to be perfect in every way because nobody can know the real reason, like, I'm to protect my daughter. And I don't know. I don't know. I could keep reading, but isn't this
I bet it's
wild?
about Cordelia, because 'cause she's gotta save Cordelia, because Cordelia is with a bad guy right now,
Maybe.
and she's gonna try to save Cordelia. I
I
love.
don't know.
Can't wait to read it.
I'm really sorry. I'm like really reading this. I think it might be. Huh.
It's
Yeah,
gotta be
yeah,
'cause
it is.
they
It
never
says
got closure.
no. It says like I'm dealing with my adult daughter. She has a boyfriend now. They look happy, but nothing's going to stop me from protecting her. Yada 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 yada. Soon I discover that his secrets are worse than I could imagine. My daughter is in more danger than ever. I'm
Yes.
hooked. I'm messaging them tonight. Hey, give us copies.
Give us copies because we will celebrate it. Are you
We'll
this
do
type
the episode tomorrow.
now, are you a Grace? Are you gonna be this type of mother? Would you be this type of mother? Would you
Do you mean the type to burn
do
down
this?
her home to kill the husband? Maybe. I'm kidding.
I That's kind of where I was like, I am
I
Grace.
think I
Like,
might be. I think I might be.
I
And also
I
I'm
think
not an
that
Ava. I'm not because like
I'm not an aide.
if his portraits, if his paintings are selling for money, by all means, baby, go paint. You know what I mean?
But also, you're not gonna paint our children's
Friend's
schoolmates'
mom.
mother's photo.
But also Ava
No.
was me. Or was it Grace? No, it was Ava when she's like on the Facebook page of the school of the field trip zooming in. I was like, oh my God, that's me. Like doing as much as she could to get a picture of this woman.
It is just so like, I would have lost it at that. Like, I would have been barging into the studio and, like, throwing paint onto the
Oh my
portraits.
God.
Like, I'm that crazy.
This is a Halle Bell I want to see one day. Not towards Greg, of
I
course, but like
just
hypothetically.
just cheating, I mean, it is like a real world thing, and the Lord has not put it in my path because he knows.
That you might commit crimes.
I I couldn't. I would be such a terror.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Greg,
would.
I would be a
Greg,
terror.
that's your warning, buddy.
He knows. He knows. I mean, I just think it's like I mean, it like he's like, "Oh, it's just a one night with Melody," and I'm like,
Shut
"We're getting a
up.
divorce."
Yeah, shut up, Melody. I You would be a terror. Okay, what did you rate the book? I think your discussion of this has changed my rating, but
Oh my gosh.
take it away. Yeah.
I think this is a 4. Like, this was a
Okay.
great book. I mean, I just think it's a good one.
Yeah, I gave it a
It's a
3
good
point.
egg.
It's a good egg. Show me to me. It it's a good egg. Sorry, I'm quoting that video that's like, "Show me to me, Rachel." I've been saying it all the time, and seriously, I need to be like shot in the head. But I gave it a 3.5, but I rounded down on Goodreads, which I usually round up. I just didn't think it deserved a 4 because like I really wanted it to be more thrilling. But then hearing myself to call it a psychological drama instead of a psychological thriller, that was a really good soundbite.
Changing the category of it, like, if this is a psychological thriller, no, it wasn't that thrilling.
It's
If
not
it's a
thrilling.
psychological drama, this is the
Yes.
perfect psychological drama.
Yeah, and hearing you talk about how it's like perfectly wholesome, thrilling, that it's a 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a great book, and I can't wait to read the others.
Yeah, me too. I just want to say this whole time I've been staring at you, Halle Bell, and you look just like some celebrity right now. And I just can't, I don't know the names of anyone. So if you guys are watching, like sound off in the comments and tell me who she looks like because I see it.
They're gonna be like, I don't know.
They're gonna be
Like,
like,
just they're gonna be like, never heard of her.
I've never seen a celebrity look like this.
A disgruntled mom from the Publix commercial, like an overworked woman in an Aleve commercial, like.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said. Oh my God. Wow. I'm so glad you love this book.
Yeah, thank you so much for getting us the copies and
I
orchestrating the whole thing. Like,
I
just
didn't
thank
do
you.
anything. I just,
You did it all.
no, the biggest shout out to the Bookouture team because I have like worked with them a little bit and like there
I
is
love the
one
name.
Bookouture. How cute is that? Yeah,
It's just so precious. Like,
it's
I just
it
wanna.
is it's precious. Well, I had reached out to one of the girls that I know there and I said like, "Hey, me and I don't know if she's listened to the podcast, but she definitely knows about it." And I said like, "Hey,
Wow.
I was like, "Hey, we want to do a thriller, but not like nothing crazy, And I told her, I said, "The Housemaid is like our best episode." And she immediately sent this and was like, "You guys should cover this book." So shout out to her and Bookouture and Nicole.
Love.
Love.
Love them all.
Yeah, they're amazing. So stay tuned on the Instagram for our giveaway and what we're going to do. I haven't received the books, but they may be coming from London, so I don't really know. So just stay tuned, hold tight. Hopefully we'll be doing a giveaway soon for 3
And
of you lucky winners.
stay tuned for what we pick next.
I have no idea. I think I've read like 13 books since reading this book and I just need you to pick one because I'm caught up in all my books right now. I'm so happy.
Wow. Okay, I can't wait because I kind of want to do some research and I want to pick a good one.
I have one, but I know I'm like 70% done with it, but I know you will not want to do it because it's like
No,
it's
Michelle.
an erotic thriller.
I'm tired of the erotica. Like, I just feel like it's been an erotic summer.
I'm tired of the erotica. Okay, wait.
That's why I
Look at our
love this book.
hands.
It never went down that path. Like, I was just so like, oh, perfect.
You know what book shouted
Thank
out?
you for not making me uncomfortable, Nicole. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No, thank
I
you,
don't want to be
Nicole.
uncomfortable.
No. There is a book. I don't think you should read it right now, Halle Bell, but you would love it in the future. It's called Weekend Friends. It's another Australian author that I have you read that?
Okay, no, I saw it on your story and I was
Oh,
like, I'm gonna read that.
yeah, I read it like a couple years ago. The author, her name's Bella. She like reached out to me on TikTok and was like, "Can I send you a copy of the book?" And I was like, "Heck yeah." And she's the one that she lives in Australia, but it takes place here where I live. How crazy. In
That
Florida.
is crazy.
And so I like got her on the phone but it's a psychological drama too about like a woman and
Ooh.
her daughter and they have this secret and they move from Alaska to Florida and then she gets in with like imagine like the country club moms. It's so good and there's like bullying amongst the children and the moms and the point of view is like the 12-year-old daughter and the mom. It's a really cool. It
Oh,
reminded me a lot of this book.
I can't wait to read that.
It's kind of
I
long, but you should read it.
Okay, I kind of want you to read The Perfect Couple
Oh wait,
because
what?
the special's coming out
I
next week,
know. Halle
and I
Bell,
just re-listened to it, and it's so good.
should we do that one? Should we do it?
Can we please? And then I'll pick another one.
Yeah. No, I think we should. The issue at hand, I will go buy it. But the issue is like maybe a week or two ago, I was like, I'm gonna surprise Halle Bell and I'm gonna read The Perfect Couple without like telling her. And I scoured the internet. I got on all my library apps and it's out everywhere. Like, of course,
Oh,
I didn't check
good.
like a Barnes and Noble or anything because I'm not
That
gonna
makes
pay
me
for it.
so happy for Ellen because she has been wanting something to be made into a movie for so long. And this is a 5-part episode series
Yeah.
with Nicole Kidman. Like, and I just want this to
And
do
I
so
love
well.
Nicole
So
Kidman.
there are some changes I know that are going to be happening. I've already noticed some name changes of some main characters. One of the main characters is named Celeste, and they had to change her name because Celeste is the name of Nicole's character in Big Little Lies, and they didn't want any
Oh.
like confusion because I think a lot of
Oh.
viewers of Big Little Lies probably are going to watch this, like Nicole fans and Ellen fans.
Yeah. Huh.
So,
I'm willing to give it a try. Let's do it. I'll read it. If I can, I'll go buy it because I've got to find it somewhere. It's just like
I
it's
want
nowhere
you
to
to
be found.
listen I want you to listen to the audiobook because I just think Erin Bennett, who reads Ellen's audiobooks, is just the best reader. Like she just immerses you and she like reads the lines exactly I think how Ellen wants them delivered. And it
Okay.
just like I think she executes the book better than a reader can.
Ooh.
And I think sometimes audiobooks can do that. Like they deliver the lines how they're supposed to be done, and it doesn't leave room for your mind to go somewhere else with it.
Okay.
So,
I love that because it's I'm very picky about narrators. Like, of course, I'll listen to whoever, but like, I'm kind of picky. So right now,
Erin Bennett's the best. She's the
right,
best.
no, she's the second best behind.
Oh, yeah?
What is his name? What is
I
his
don't
name?
remember.
J.J. Johnson
No,
or something.
J.J. Jackson.
Is it J.J. Jackson? I don't
I
know.
think it's literally like J.J.
It's I think
Jackson.
it's J.D. Jackson or something. Anyway,
J.D. Jackson, that's it.
this
J.D.
is
Jackson.
not going to be his name at all. Okay, so the one of the apps I have, The Perfect Couple audiobook is available in 1 month. But if we're lucky, I think my Spotify audiobook hours just renewed.
No, did you try to log into Audible?
Yours?
Yes.
Did you send it to me? I
Or
think
Greg's. I
I
sent
think
you
it
Greg's email and the password.
oh wait. It is included in my Spotify. Look. I don't like logging into other people's stuff, Hallie Bell.
Oh my gosh, our Audible is logged into by no less than 17 people. Like it's
Okay,
like
please don't say that.
crazy.
I'm
People are always buying our books and like using our credits. And I'm just like,
who are these people?
it's I'm gonna change the password because I'm
No,
tired of like
seriously.
logging on and being like, oh, I want to listen to an audiobook. And then it's
Nope.
like, no, you can't because you don't have any credits. And then it's like you go to buy credits and you're like, this is more expensive than the book.
No, seriously. I've never been on Audible. I typically just like use the library stuff, but um I have to
Mm.
tell you about our Sally Hepworth news. So,
Okay, Sally Hepworth News and then Jodi Picoult.
yes, and then Jodi. So, I found myself on YouTube Studio this afternoon, just like deep, just looking at our analytics and stuff. And within, I don't know, the last couple days, our Sally Hepworth Darling Girls episode has surpassed The Housemaid and it has over 100 listens or views on YouTube, which is amazing. Just like overnight, it's because Darling Girls is like blowing up right now, I think. How cool is that
Why
though?
is it blowing up right now? I've been seeing it online blowing up and people are reading it right now. I don't know why.
I don't know, but yeah, so Darling Girls
That's
episode,
amazing.
yeah, over 100 views, and then we have a couple more right behind it in like the 90s. So how cool is that?
Guys, that is
Thank
so
you
cool. Thank
guys.
you so much. And just I we need more comments. We need more
Yeah,
feedback. Like even if it's negative, yes, we'll be offended and yes, we will talk bad about you, but let us know because we might make a change.
yes, we will talk bad about you. No, it's like
If
you can
we're
tell us,
nothing but honest,
yeah, you can
you
tell
can
us
tell us
feedback, but
anything.
literally nothing's gonna change. They'll be like,
We
you
are
guys
who
need to
we
be a little
are.
more XYZ, and we'll be like, no, no, we don't.
But thank you
Yeah,
for
thanks
the
for the feedback.
comment.
Yeah, even if you lie, just tell us we're funny at least. No, someone on
Yeah.
TikTok actually, like literally at 7:30 p.m., I checked our TikTok and someone was like, "You girls are hysterical," and I was like, "I know." I said, "We think so too."
What?
Yeah.
Wait, do we have any more comments on TikTok? I can't access our TikTok?
I'll give you the login. Um,
Oh, give me the
wait,
login.
do you even get on TikTok?
No, but I want to see what we're doing. I want to
Yeah.
see. I want to
So
see the views.
I have a format like I just put it's mainly clips of us, just short clips, and then I put like a big title. You know I love like clickbait, but
We are so clickbaity.
we are one of them. A bunch of ours are in like the 800-900s, and we have one that has like almost 3,000 views. Really no comments though. And the one that has 3,000 views isn't us. It's like a meme that I made. It was I'll show you.
Michelle.
Look, it's like a vote. It's like a local political party. And it says, look, it's funny. It says vote Riles. And I said, weird way to advertise the new
Oh,
movie. It ends with us.
I was like,
Anyway,
Michelle's like putting our like political views on.
on the internet,
I would
which
have
is
I would have zero idea. I would have zero knowledge. And I mean,
no,
it's nice to live over here, but like I like,
she doesn't
you know,
she has no
what's
idea.
going
No,
on?
but the funny thing is we're the two least political people. Like we have no
Yeah,
political
no.
views. Like we're
You
just
could
pretty
not you could not find more apolitical people in the world. Like we just,
like
you know,
I'll vote, but I won't care.
this is a safe space.
Yeah, for sure. If you're gonna comment anything on the YouTube, acknowledge that and we're politically sound
We're
to like
bipartisan,
I love that. Yeah. That's amazing.
but we're not.
No.
But we're not.
I just don't have an opinion. Let's see if anyone's commented. One of the ones earlier said, "LOL, I love this." And I was like, "Yeah, me too."
They did?
We're funny.
They
We're
said?
funny girls. That's what she said. Um, so
What?
what I was gonna say is when you were talking about how authors are
This is
what?
like going straight to my noggin. Like I'm
No,
like,
Greg's never gonna hear the end of this. Halle Bell's gonna be like, someone thinks I'm funny. I wonder.
no,
Oh, you
and
know what
Greg
it
is
was?
like Greg is terrible for things like this because literally, like when stuff goes to my head, he's literally like taking it up there even further
Oh,
to the clouds.
for
Like
sure.
he is,
No, and
I, he's like probably you'll get Sally Upworth on the podcast.
okay, no, literally that comment we just got um is the Darling Girls episode. It's the part where you say, "We're talking about Darling Girls. No, it's not about us."
Because that was just hilarious.
It was so funny.
Wow.
It was so
Okay.
funny.
Wow.
So what I was
Whoa. 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 Okay.
okay, it's getting to her head. This is the part in the night in which we silly
We
goof
lose it.
off. We silly
Yeah.
goof, yeah. So, not to make this next segment about me, but last night
Michelle's like, anyways.
I've literally been dying to tell anybody who will listen, but I have been Jodi Picoult's biggest fan since the ripe age of 14 when I was forced to read 19 Minutes. If no one's ever read it, it's about a school shooter. It's absolutely amazing. It's the best book ever. And I have just been her biggest fan ever since. And last night, she was in Miami. And so I drove so far away to go see this woman. But you made a comment that was like about how authors are very how they're just people and like down to earth or whatever. And she said at one point, like she made a comment, they were talking about her next book, and she made a comment, and then the other author that was like co-hosting was like dibs, and she was like, no, I already called dibs. And they were like, authors do this, like when we're all together, someone will just have a thought and then someone else will call dibs on making it a book. And I'm like, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
To be there in the car, driving to Miami with you. It's just like a knife to the chest.
I'm sorry, and I didn't want to like remind you because I knew you wouldn't be able to come.
It breaks my heart. Like, I knew it was coming up. Like, I knew one day I would just see you at the thing. And I was supposed to be stopping breastfeeding
Oh yeah.
a while ago. Like I like 13 months is my goal, and he turned 13 months on the 18th.
Well,
And it's the 27th.
that's not
And
far off though.
like 13 months was like my goal. Like, and I was like hoping to wean before then. And it just like it just
Ugh,
didn't
It
happen.
wasn't gonna
I mean,
happen.
anyways, not to make this about me,
No,
but I'm hurt.
you were missed.
I'm
No,
so hurt.
you were deeply missed, but I did make the best of the
But
night. What?
if you move back here, then we'll just go to these
We'll
things
just we'll have to go to
together.
everything in the world together.
But I'll be like, I'm picking up Michelle. We're going to the grocery store.
No, seriously, I would go grocery shopping with you every day.
I'm like, we're picking up Michelle. We're going to get gas.
And you're like, the gas station's right next door, and Michelle lives 20 minutes away.
And I'll be like, exactly. We need gas.
Wait,
Because it'll be 40 minutes around.
I have to tell this story, and I won't tell the details, but like a while ago, Hallie called me, and she needed something, and the only place that she could have gotten it was a gas
Oh.
station near her house, but she was driving and she was busy. So I, from Florida, 13 hours away, called the rinky-dink gas station next to her house and was like, "Do you guys have X?" And they were like, "We've got 3 of them." And I was like, "I need you to put 2 of them to the side for a girl named Hallie Bell. She'll be there in 15 minutes. I've got her location." And they were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "I'm her friend that lives in Florida." And they were like,
Okay.
"What's going on?"
And I'm
And
okay with
that-
saying it was a pregnancy test.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't. I'm okay with saying that because I don't want people to think it was like cigarettes or something.
It was cigarettes.
I had a pregnancy scare.
It
at
was
the
the funniest
ripe
thing in the world.
age of 29. I think I was 28 at the time with
God, it was
already
funny.
2 kids. And I was really scared. And I called Michelle and she called my local Dollar General. She called the local gas station.
Oh,
She
I was
called,
finding one.
I think you called the pharmacy.
I called like at least 3 places and I was like, "It's not for me. I'm in Florida, but I have a girl. She's in the car right now." And that's
No, and
girlhood.
I sent you something the other day. I was like, we share our locations, but like, look at me from Chattanooga trying to
Yeah.
prevent something in West Palm. And then now that I hear that situation again, I'm like, wow, we really did.
No, we did.
We make
solved
it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long
Anyway.
distance friendship is not easy.
No, it's really not. It's not for the weak, but we make it work. And hopefully
We
one
are like a married.
we make it work.
We're like, we make it work.
It's not
We
for
still love
everyone.
each other. It's not for everyone. But we're
But
the exception.
you were so missed last night,
Oh,
but
anyways,
I-
back to Jodi Picoult.
no, I made the best friend. Since I was by myself, I was able to get a really good seat because I was just one person, which was one small being. And so I made friends with this nice old lady who was there with her like adult daughters. And she was probably
Did
like
you
in her
sit
like
near the front?
we were like 3 or 4 rows up. I mean, it was in like a church. Like it was like there were only a couple hundred people there. And so we were pretty close and I was like
This
on
is
the aisle.
intimate.
It was intimate. It was really cool. It was really a great location. I'm actually posting a video about it if you want to check it out. But
No, post it on our covered girls. I
okay.
want people to see it.
Okay, I'll cross post.
Okay, please.
Please, why not? Twist my arm. But me and this old lady just had the best time chatting about everything.
Wow.
And then I didn't tell you anything, did I?
No, you haven't told
Okay.
me anything.
Okay, so
I've just been following online like a forlorn ex-girlfriend. Like I'm literally like,
no, my favorite thing about friendship
where is
with-
she?
I know.
What is she doing?
No, but there's a reason. And my reason is that I need Hallie Bell's live reaction to everything. Literally everything. I have to have her live reaction. Like I need to see how she reacts. It's so like I have to see.
Funny. I like watch your stories within 10 to 15 minutes of you posting it. Like
Mhm.
if I open up Instagram and there's a Michelle is like at the she's
Top priority.
front row. And I'm like, I'm
Like me
always
too.
clicking on it and I'm always aghast. Like I'm always like, she's at the gym or I'm like,
Well,
or like, there's Rosie or I'm like, oh, Louie.
What are
like,
they up
it's like
to?
always, it's
Except it's-
always something so fascinating to me, but probably not to anyone.
no. And it's the same 3 things on rotation. Every single Sunday I post a picture of my iced coffee. Every single
Bom
Sunday.
dia.
What?
Bom dia.
Yeah. Bon dia. Yeah.
Oh, bum Gia.
Yeah, no, I post that every single weekend, and you are the only person that excited about it. But
I love it.
there something.
Anyways, Jodi Picoult. How
No,
many times are we
I'm
gonna say that?
I'm sorry, I can't not talk about it because I've been dying to tell someone about it.
No,
The
and
no
this is what
Halle
it's
Bell,
for. I'm interrupting. I realize that. It's
Halle
just
Bell.
because I'm jealous. Like it's
I
just like
know,
seeping out.
and you were missed. You were so missed. Sorry, I have a cough drop. The worst thing happened to me while I was there, though.
What happened?
What happened? The photographer happened. Who the frick is that? This isn't me. This is not a photo of me. Who is that girl? That's not me. That is
It's
not.
it's not your best,
No, I
but
sent
it's
that.
not terrible.
It's a good photo of someone else.
It doesn't look like you actually
No,
because of the face shape.
that's what. So I sent it to my mom and my dad, and I said, "Who is this?" And my mom said, "Well, those are your dimples, but definitely not you." And then she said, "But that's definitely Jodi." Who is that? So that's the only place on the internet that that photo will ever be seen. But Halle Bell,
Wait,
guess
but
what?
your outfit is so cute.
That's what my mom said. It's literally just a bodysuit. I can't even zoom out because the full photo is even worse. But it's just a bodysuit with like it's your
Hold
cardigan.
it up
No,
again.
it's your Urban Outfitters cardigan. Look,
Oh, that makes me so happy. Wait,
you
hold
were
it up
there.
again.
You were there in spirit. You were there in physical cardigan form.
Wait, why can't you post it? It is a picture
Because
of you and your idol,
can
and
you?
your hair looks amazing.
My hair does look great. Halle Bell,
Your
because
outfit's cute. It's just like
hold
something
wait,
that's
hold your horses. You know, I had to make this about me somehow, right? So
this is all about you.
this is all about me, and I knew that picture. I knew there was a risk that that picture wasn't going to be good, right? And for
Yeah.
those of you who don't
There's always a risk when
know,
you have no creative control.
amen, sister. So so we got a physical copy, a signed copy of her new book. It's called By Any Other Name, and it's amazing. You'll see it all over the Instagram later. It's so good. I'm already like halfway done. It's amazing. Um, but so we got the signed copy, and then I took my high school physical copy of 19 Minutes, that very first book, to see if I could get her to sign it. And Halle Bell, the people working, they wanted nothing to do with any of us. They were like, I was like, oh, I was like, is she gonna sign? Like, can she? And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, that's okay. And then I was like, because like there were a lot of us, and so I was like, I'll get what I can take. So
But
then I
not
said,
so many. It wasn't like thousands of people. You said it was like 100.
like a couple hundred. So then I'm like, well, can I hold? Because I knew that my arm fat is kind of rough right now. So I was like, can I hold the new book for the picture? And they were like, no, you need to put all your belongings on this bag, like TSA, and we'll slide it to the other end of the like photo op area. And so I'm like, okay, Michelle, are you gonna be ballsy right now and force her to talk to you? And in my head, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So the woman, there were like three people working, the camera guy, two TSA workers, and then the lady like shuffling people like cattle. They were like, okay, she's taking her picture. Now go. Now go. Like it was literally a bridal, like walking down the aisle. So everyone, like you couldn't even say hi and thank you. You had to pick between hi or thank you. So if you're new here, and Hallie, I don't think you know the full extent of my like tattoo meaning.
This is
No, this is a
this is
lot. This is a lot. So I am like obsessed with bumblebees, and me and Halle Bell a while ago we read Mad Honey, which was a great book, and I have always loved the name Beatrice for a girl, and I love bees. And another one of Jodi Picoult's books, a main character is named Beatrice. So I did like an ode with part of this tattoo, and it has bees and it has honeycomb, and it's just a whole thing. So I used it to my advantage, and we took our picture, and I said, I was like, I'm sorry, I just have to show you my tattoo. It's inspired by a couple of your books. She stops the line and she calls over her manager, it's not her manager, it's like her assistant, I guess, and a couple other of her team. And she's like, girls, come over here. And she's like holding my arm, and I'm having a heart attack. She's like holding my arm, and she's like, are you kidding? And I was like, no, I was like, I actually got this right after me and my friends read Mad Honey, and then I read Wish You Were Here. And she was like, you're kidding. I was like, no. And she's like rubbing my arm, and the camera people are like literally going like this, like at the timers. And Jodi Picoult is like, just give us 1 minute. And I'm like, me, Halle Bell, it gets better. It gets better. She calls, I told you, she
I'm
calls.
having a hard time. I'm having a hard time
I
right
know.
now.
I know. She calls over her crew, right? And so all of her, like two other girls, come and they're all like looking at my arm. And Jodi's like, get my phone, get my phone. Jodi Picoult takes a picture of us on her personal cell phone. And that's how
That's
you
going to
do
be
it.
on our Instagram.
I've been stalking her and it's not on Instagram. I did message her because she's always very responsive to me on social media. So I did message her. She didn't message me back, but I just said like I'd love to have a copy of that photo we took. I don't know who I think I am. So
Know that you have a right. And
if
can
anyone
I
sees it out
just
there, let me know.
say, what is the point of like a meet and greet if you don't get to meet and greet? Like, I understand that you can't have forever, but like shoveling people through and
Just for
like
a picture,
treating
like,
them, that
yeah.
is unacceptable.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm
it's kind
kind
of
of like
crazy.
mad at Jodi's crew because I think Ellen does a lot of book signing, Ellen Hildebrand, and she like always has themes, and she always puts like pictures with
Hmm.
people and like a comment about what they talked about, like or
Oh, I
something.
love
Like,
that.
I mean, at least like they get like 3 minutes or 5 minutes to talk. Or and she's like, and a lot of people have been coming to her book signings for years,
Yeah.
and like meeting, and
She
they know
recognizes
her.
people. Yeah.
She recognizes people, and what a shame. Like what else is Jodi missing out on connecting with her fans with people just shoving past her?
No, and that's like one of her audience
It's
questions was like,
ridiculous.
yeah, one of her questions was like, what's the best like gift that you've been given on tour? And she did like she brought up a couple of like really great like meetings that she's had with people, but I was like, I'm sorry, like I paid to be here and I have literally been your biggest fan for over a decade. Like I'm gonna find a way for us to have a more meaningful 2 minutes. Like I
Two
just no, it was
minutes.
less than like I just 60 seconds of your time and I got it. I may not get the photo, but I got the time.
I am so proud of you. And I mean, Jodi, you got to talk to your team. I mean, I understand you can't meet and greet with everyone, but maybe like have a list that you can get on and you can have 50
Yeah.
meeting
Oh,
interactions rather than meeting with everyone.
that's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, obviously you have to sell out the venues, but like I personally would have paid extra money to have like more time to actually talk with her. You know what I mean?
And then there are some
Or
people
even
that
in a
just would
group
want a
setting.
base level ticket. Like some people probably didn't even want a picture.
Yeah. No, and that was it was yeah, it was optional. Wow. We should do something about this, Halle Bell. So anyway,
Wow.
Jodi, I would love to
Wow.
see that photo.
I am so happy for you. B proud of you. 3C.
3C.
3C. Jodi, you need to rework that meet and greet.
Actually, I don't know if she does now. Like I'm cool with it now.
You're cool. Well, you got your moment.
I got my moment, so good luck to the rest of you. But and not saying that you should steal my tactic, but I just like I deeply needed her to see this. And I wanted 5 seconds. So anyway, sorry for taking up so much of the podcast about that, but I just had to tell you.
Oh, thank you for taking up the podcast and thank you for sharing
And if
your
you
experience.
guys could all just turn on Jodi because post notifications and let me know if you see my arm. It's not even like a picture of me, it's like my arm.
Can we all agree to comment show the arm at Michelle?
Stop.
Show the
Oh,
arm.
That's funny. That's really funny. But
Wow, we need to like make an Instagram story hashtag show the arm
hashtag show the arm. I
with
really,
a picture of your tattoo and then we'll tag Jodi.
here's the thing. I think like she's very responsive to fans, or at least like to me on TikTok and like
She's
sometimes,
reposted us.
yeah, she's reposted us. Like she's really good. So I think like she's just on a really busy book tour and she's doing like weekly recap kind of things. So I have really, really good faith that it's coming. I don't know
I think
where,
so.
but I think it might come. I don't
I
know.
think it's coming.
But
Oh
anywho,
my gosh.
shout
Wow.
out to
This was
her.
a great episode.
Yeah, and shout out to all authors like this. Like Nicole Trope immediately responded to me when I messaged her about this book too. Like I love when authors do that. Like thank you for being personable.
Yes, agreed. And I can't wait to read another book, Nicole.
Yeah,
Thank you
wait.
so much.
She actually said, I'm so sorry, I'm going to quote her. I posted it on August 11th, and she wrote, thanks, yada, yada. And I said, our podcast is actually covering The Assistant on our next episode. It was such a fun read. And she said, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing your episode. So hopefully she'll read it, or hopefully she'll listen to this.
Oh, I hope she does because it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one of my favorites.
And if you ever become Jodi Picoult status,
Meet and greet. That's all we want.
You'll know how to meet and greet.
You'll know how to how to do your PR at the end of shows, I guess.
Well,
Well,
thank you guys so much for listening. This was a great episode.
yeah.
Again, what can we say?
What can we say? There's nothing further. Stay tuned again. Hopefully we'll be able to do
Well,
a giveaway. So stay tuned.
I know what to say. If you made it this far, you're a true cover to cover girl.
That's my favorite line that you have.
We love you guys and we'll talk soon.
Bye.